Hi,
Yo,
Internet.
animals, we cool.
Every party needs a druid, like, lesson learned.
Justin.
I'm all for that. Just don't let Rhodes be the druid.
No, let Rhodes be the druid.
Or
Samantha,
just,
Let
I
Rhodes be
just
the
full Jesus named you.
You know what? Like, I'll be the druid and you can be my guru.
There you go.
You know,
All
like,
right,
my older cousin's a druid, and so I saw them do this one day. Can you do that?
Dear Kobold Press,
I play my
can
druid
you come
the
up
Rhodes
with
method.
a guru
Rhodes
class
method.
1 to 20? He thinks about it.
Druid via
I
Rhodes
think-
method.
I think that next year for Extra Life, Cujo should run the Oops All Druids game.
Yes.
I think
We
Cujo
could
would
have-
rage quit.
No,
I think
my
we should
worst
have,
nightmare.
Yes, please.
and we could have an Ukshuk, and we could have Stumbleduck.
Yes.
I think Cujo would like Stumbleduck.
That would be actually a lot of fun to run.
The gnome that just wild shapes into a worm.
It'd be
when
really
he-
fun to run when you guys plane shift into like fucking steampunk and just see the world around you is all dead and metal and smoggy.
You go, oops, I think I plane shifted again.
Oh, God.
No.
Actually, yeah, you're druid, so you'd be like, I'm just gonna go back
Heck,
then.
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys,
All
wrong
right.
turn.
Yep.
Oh. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Decisions in Dragon.
Oh God.
At long last.
Extra fluffy tonight. So,
Face
Extra
is extra
fluffy.
fluffy tonight.
ouch.
Rude.
It's
I
a
would-
good thing.
He was talking
It's
about
a
the
working-
beard and how nice your
yeah.
beard looks.
It's a
Thank
work
you.
in
I actually had
progress,
to
but we're
trim it
getting
'cause
there.
It was like down to here, and it was looked like a rat's nest and a bird's nest at the same time.
Oh no!
I think this is the most that I'm ever going to be able to do. I can't. Dustin, I do not know how a breeze doesn't roll by and you don't immediately start clawing your face off. It's itchy. Anyway. Welcome to Decisions and Dragons.
Take care of your skin.
Shut up.
Take care of your
maybe I
skin
will.
and actually wash your beard.
I do. Anyway,
Like shampoo and conditioner and
whiny
shit.
there.
I mean, that's how you deal with that.
When last we left off, prior to our
On.
care tutorial, our adventurers had begun their journey north towards the Thorain Mountain, or the Thorain Tundra, I should say. After a solid week of travel, luckily managing to avoid any major catastrophe as the storm and the blizzard start getting stronger and stronger, they encountered a well, I don't really know what term to give her, Ice Queen-esque character who seemed to be roaming through the frozen tundra, who had offered them a glorious kingdom should they seek out and slaughter a lion character. We don't need to talk about it. Anyway, you guys had made it to the base of the mountain, or rather the mountain range, just as you started to hear the howl of wolves around you, and heard, through the wind, something draw closer. The map is yours to set up your characters how you wish. We'll just suspension of disbelief. You guys are totally coming across a frozen river that looked like it was cutting through right before you started climbing the actual mountain range itself. So the map on Roll20 is yours to position yourselves as you will.
I would like to position myself on the other side of the river. Let's move on.
Cool. Snow rocks fall and you snow rock die. I would say you guys don't go past the end of the bridge.
So last time we had one sled that kind of bottomed out in a hole. Somewhere.
That's true.
Mhm.
Totally.
Cujo takes notes.
I can't remember. But where did we hear these the noises coming from? Like up ahead noises, or like, oh shit, they're all around us noises?
We had like made a sharp turn, and then like, so I would probably be like over here somewhere, and Thurston was like on his ass by the river, and the rest of you are behind.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, we were a bit back. Who was I traveling with?
I think it was me.
You?
Yeah, you were driving Faraday's ass around.
Yep.
That's right. Okay. So we probably like pulled up somewhere over here.
Dang it. Huh.
What's wrong,
Well?
Joseph?
No, you're good. I thought I had a cart thing ready to go to show where it would have fallen, but that's okay. We will say that the hole is there.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll say that. Sorry, I clearly picked the wrong map for this.
You're good. It's fine.
I'm sorry. All right. Are you placed as you want to be?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Mako is probably going to be next to me, though, since he was driving me, and also he's the one that failed.
Yeah,
Thurston.
Mako was the failure.
For Arithia's question, go ahead and make me a perception check.
All right.
I will say with disadvantage, as the wind and blizzard that is around you makes it a little difficult to hear clearly.
Can we see clearly, or are we
Yeah, you can
obscured?
kind of see. I mean, you can see the large formation of the rocks kind of leading up the mountain. I'd say in terms of distance vision, it's not the best.
10.
10?
Yep.
It's difficult to tell. You think you hear one howl in front, but then you also think you hear one behind you.
Shit.
All right. Has everybody rolled any shitharv?
No.
All right. Let me get
Oh, right, that thing that we're doing.
correct Faraday
Dice.
finish. Everybody else should... Oh, take Evander out. Take that Mako out. It should also be noted, and I forgot to mention this, of course, because I'm such a great DM. As you guys were traveling, Mako let his normal shape shift back to his new and improved form. So he is standing with this beautiful purple and black mantle with his white hair billowing back behind him and a large crystal embedded in his forehead.
Has he been talking
Oh,
in the
Super
third? Has he been
Saiyan.
talking in like the plural again?
No, but when he speaks, you definitely hear that echoey voice kind of go with it with the sound of his voice at the same time.
Okay, that's good.
I can't see myself on the initiative order. I can only see Faraday and Mako.
Same.
I shall fix it. Oh, you know what? I think I know why. Bam, 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 bam. We're gonna go bam. No. Bam, 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 bam. I was holding the wrong button. That's awesome. Boom, boom, boom. Isn't that great? There. How about that?
Much better.
There we go.
Nope, that sounds about right.
Thurston.
To be fair, he just got his brains bashed in during this cart accident. He's a little disoriented.
Okay, that's fair.
Let me do this.
I assume I'll be going first.
Yeah, you'll be going first.
I also rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, and I mean your dex is
Well,
Yeah, my dex
shit.
is a little higher.
a little, probably more than a little.
Rhodes, what are you doing? Last is reserved for the clerics.
There isn't a cleric, so the person with a fucking concussion goes last.
Oh, I see. So it's clerics, then people with concussions.
Mhm,
I see.
mhm. The clerics have to go before them so they can hopefully heal them.
Clerics, then the concussed. Got it. I'll make a note.
All right. First up, we have tied. So going on the same initiative. I don't. You guys do you.
Faraday's
Arthea
first.
and Faraday, or Faraday and Arthea.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
let me know
we're on
what
the
you
same
guys.
sled. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean we're on the we're on the same sled, so it really doesn't matter. We don't.
No, you go first because I think I slowed the sled down right before we got here, so.
Yeah, so that
I'll
makes
probably
sense that Faraday's pretty much up and out of it by the time
Yeah.
it actually comes to a stop.
Yeah.
Damn, are you like going through puberty with all those voice cracks?
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything. I
Sorry.
want that known.
It was like twice in a row.
Okay.
Anyway, do I see anything? Hear anything?
I would say you hear echoing sounds of wolves howling and other movement, maybe.
Okay.
If you want to get more of a finite, like they're coming from this direction, whatever, you will need to make a perception check with
Yeah.
disadvantage.
Okay. So that'll be straight since I get advantage. 19.
19. As you are looking around, kind of keying into the sounds that you're hearing, you can spot dashing through this thing, both in front and behind you, 2 large white wolves that their teeth are bared, but then also moving with them are several yetis that seem to have been alerted to your presence.
Okay. I'm going to yell at everyone. Eyes up. How far off are they?
At this point, they are about 60 feet from the bridge. Ish.
Okay, so the ones in front of us are about 60 feet,
Right.
and then the ones behind us?
Behind you guys are about 80 feet back.
Okay. I will turn and reach out and cast Eldritch Blast, 1 beam at each wolf.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Mostly to try and kind of scare, like, hey, guess what? Bad idea. But we'll see. All right, first one is an 8. Second one is a 13.
13 will just hit.
You were doing so well. What happened? All right. 6 points of force damage.
All right. Now, was that the one in front or behind?
Behind.
Okay. You said 6?
6. And I think everything else is... and then bonus action, I will... Yeah, because I didn't do that today. I'll invoke my right.
Okay. Storm or...
We'll go with... Yeah, we'll go with lightning.
Okay. Sounds good. What's great about stuff being on the GM layer, you can't modify their hit points on there.
Well, that's a shame. Oh, yeah.
It's kind of
I think you just need to be on that layer.
I am on that layer.
Oh.
I am on that layer. Sorry.
And you still can't edit it?
Nope.
That's Garbo, man.
It's all good, though. All right. I've
That
got that
is-
down. You've got your storm,
The right.
right?
Yeah, so that's bonus action. I'm not moving.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. You send out the Eldritch Bolt of Lightning, or energy, I should say, and you see it try to dive out of the way, but it does clip its shoulder, and you see it is bloodthirsty, and it just keeps dashing forward.
Cool.
All right, Thea.
Okay. Seeing Faraday turn and shoot behind us, I am going to turn as well. And how many of these things can I see them?
I would say after Faraday points out when she says eyes up, she kind of eyes
Yeah.
the incoming enemies. You can spot 4 Yetis accompanying these 2 wolves. 2 in front, 2 in back.
How close together are they?
The Yetis are about like 35, 40 feet apart. One of the wolf behind you guys is running right next to one of the Yeti. And it looks to be a similar formation in front.
Okay. Then I am seeing as they are closing in quite fast, I am going to cast slow, a 40-foot cube.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm not, since I can't quite see them on the map. I don't know if I can catch all of them. I potentially
could.
within it. Okay.
You're good.
So it'll be a 40 by 40 cube that I will drop down if they are, say, if the front of them is at 60 feet, I will drop it so that it basically is from, say, 60 to 100 feet to get
Okay.
the stretch.
Now, you're casting it on the ones in front of you, right?
The ones behind us. I
Behind?
think was,
Okay.
that was the ones
Gotcha.
that I was turning to look at, whatever Faraday shot at.
Got it. Okay, cool. That's fine. What are there any
They-
saves?
They all will make a wisdom save.
Don't know if you know this about Yetis and wolves,
They're soup smart.
but they can survive in the winter, which has nothing to do with the wisdom saves because they're terrible.
Which is kind of funny because I would assume wolves have like high wisdom. I don't know. Okay.
Nat 20s for everybody.
No, that was 2 natural 20s and a natural 18.
I
Do
don't
you
believe
like
you.
get Christmas dice for some shit? What the fuck?
Yeah, right? Like, what the fuck?
I don't believe you. You're lying to me.
I can't.
The DM's a cheater.
Do any of
20,
them have
20,
modifiers?
And 18.
Nah, you moved them.
Shut up.
Does any of them have modifiers that impact it at all?
I believe
I'd-
all of them are +1. So 21,
plus-
21, 19.
Okay, then no. So they all save then.
Okay. You cast the spell, and you can see the snowfall slow to a crawl.
Oh yes.
And you see for a moment their movement kind of stutters before they shrug off the spell and continue powering forward.
Is there only 3 back there?
There are the 2 Yetis
Okay.
and the wolf.
Okay. So wait. So
2 Yetis and 1 wolf coming from behind you.
oh.
2 Yetis and 1 wolf coming from in front.
Okay.
The
Okay.
direction you guys are heading.
Okay. Makes a lot
Sorry,
more
I
sense.
I
now.
totally probably messed up on that. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I was thinking the group in front was double the group in back.
Got it.
Okay, nope, that's fine. That's fine. All right, well,
I love you, Tina. Don't be mad at me.
that's fine. Now I am going to probably move my ass. Yep, gonna move my ass a little bit. I'm gonna start backing my ass this way.
And back that ass up.
Yup, uh-huh. I'll just back up to about, we'll go like here.
All right.
There we go.
Next up is the Yetis. They are going to spend their action to dash. So they are just speeding towards you guys, and at that point, you
Oh,
can
Jesus.
just see them. Here, they will use their movement to show up, and they'll move a little bit more. They've got 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. Up next is Dermot.
Okay.
Thank you, 2 Minute Tabletop, by the way, for the awesome token.
Oh, Dermot, I do not
And
like
slightly
to be there.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Just
So Dermot's gonna move
Run
away
away!
from the
Please
Yetis.
do.
5, 10, 15, Wait, where was I? 5, 10, 20. That'd be 25.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay there. And I need both of those Yetis behind us to make wisdom saving throws as I cast Hypnotic Pattern on the area.
Well, one got an 8, and one got a 16.
16 will fail, motherfucker.
Damn it! All right.
DC was 17, so you were close.
Yes.
Each creature in the area who sees the create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside of 30-foot cube within range. Appears for a moment, then vanishes. I just create like an appropriate like Aurora Borealis kind of mystical light show.
Nice.
Make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Yep. You cast the spell and send this beautiful arcane light show out, and you watch as they're
Ooh. Ah.
like one of their tongues kind of like flops out. And they're just like, yeah, they stop in their tracks.
The spell ends for an affected creature if they take any damage or if someone else uses an action to shake them out of their stupor.
That's good.
So.
All right. Anything else you want to do? Yeah, there's another group in front of you. Just keep that in mind.
Well, this is concentration, so somebody else is going to have to deal with the group in front of us. But I've done all I can. No, I am going to end my turn. I am going to start playing the violin version of Barracuda by Heart, and I am going to inspire Cadriel.
Okay. Is that Cadriel's theme song?
Oh my god, it's
I
so
think
good.
it might be.
It's so good though.
It's true.
It's
Oh my
such a
God.
good one.
All right.
I think Arethia's theme song is Magic Man by Heart.
Nice.
Are they all by heart?
Maybe.
No,
I don't know.
Justin. Probably.
I haven't decided yet.
I mean, I'm not
Today,
A real heart kick lately.
I have no problem with this.
yeah, today it's all Heart.
Okay.
Next week will be Rush.
There you go.
And yeah, somebody's theme song will be like Limelight or something. Great song. Moving on.
Wolves. The wolves are going to show up on the field of battle.
They're going to roll over and show their bellies, and Thurston will rub them, and all will be well.
Oh, we get
they're not
pets.
Surge.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because you killed him. Killed your own fucking
this
animal
one's gonna
companion. You're
Let's
muted,
see.
Court.
Feedback. It's going to double move. So that's math is hard. My feet. So 10, 15, 20. It's going to double move at this point and then go. No. That was where it ends up. Right there. Damn it. Okay. The other one gets the majority, so it gets 40 feet and go.
I really like the wolf minis. Those turned out really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're very clean looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, using the oh god, this sounds like a commercial. Using the color editor over at the 2-minute tabletop token maker, I got to make these wolves specifically snow wolves.
Yeah.
You can customize them each for your game and download them right to your computer.
I've also been playing with the Hero Forge mounts because there's a setting that you can have your mini of just the mount, so you can make like horse and warg minis because wargs are a mount.
Well, shit. That's okay. All right. That is going to be their movement. Cadriel.
Okay.
look and just see that slowly, well, not really slowly, very quickly, you guys are being surrounded by these enemies.
Okay, so uh the Yetis by over here are charmed, right? So we don't want to hit those.
Yes, the ones bottom right, those are both charmed right now.
They look like they're at an Arctic rave.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Grab rocks and just pretend they're glow sticks and just start going crazy.
It's major illusion to give them glow sticks.
To make sure to make like laser lights. That's probably what Hypnotic Pattern does, is laser lights through snow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just reminds me,
am.
somebody made a vine of it was a clip from Beauty and the Beast, and it's after Maurice comes out after at the end of Gaston, and Gaston's like, "Oh, that stupid old Maurice, he was in it tonight, raving," and then it cuts to Maurice in the middle of him freaking out, but it's the same clip over and over of him glow sticking. It was really fun.
I'm going to use my action and bonus action to move here. And then I'm going to take my dagger of displacement and I'm going to throw it at this wolf right over here.
Right, go for it.
You're getting very far away from me, and I don't like that.
Well, you need to...
Don't keep up. Don't keep up.
11.
An 11 will not hit.
Okay, now can you tell me where the dagger landed?
Son of a bitch.
Sorry, Sam, didn't mean to make you spit.
No, Cujo, you wouldn't have to do this kind of math if it hits.
Yeah, just saying.
I'm just trying to help.
20 feet was the maximum range, so I'd understand if it fell short. I just need to know. So
Well, 20 feet should be your range increment.
yeah, that's the range. So
Right there.
all right, I'm gonna go poof here,
Okay.
and that's my turn.
All right. Sounds good. Going to. Oh, it doesn't even have. It's weird. Discord's being dumb. All right.
That's a shock.
I
I was
know.
gonna say, as opposed to other times when it's
Let's
dumb.
not talk shit about Discord, okay? It's like our only option, so.
Yeah.
Hi, Discord. We love you, Discord. Merry Christmas,
Say
Discord.
Please just get your shit together.
We love you.
Thanks, we
Please,
love
this is an
you.
intervention. We're going to talk about the issues we're facing.
Listen, I pay for Discord. I can talk shit when it doesn't work.
That's true.
Just saying.
You pay for Discord?
Yeah, for the boost for the other server.
Mm.
All right. Up next, why are you making me log in to Sirenscape? I don't want to log in. I wanted to
Is that why I lost
duplicate.
my music?
tab.
But you have to log in. You
I'm
must.
already here, though.
Oh, should I have opened Sirenscape?
Yes.
Should I have done that? Whoops.
Oh my God.
I don't hear music, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to fix it. Because the music was not. It played like once and then it stopped.
Oh, that's
But
stupid.
that in mind, it is Mako's turn. Mako is going to turn towards the wolf. This one in particular. And you see Mako's eyes glow purple, and he just says, "Heal." That is a failure. You guys watch as the entire group of monsters that were approaching you from behind are either standing and drooling or fighting for you. The wolf
Shit.
backs down and then glances behind at the other Yeti and the other wolf that are approaching. 2 seconds. What the hell? What? You said battle music. This is not. Oh, it's right there.
My Sirenscape keeps crashing, so musicless tonight.
All right, there we go.
At least you could listen to your own music.
It's true.
For real. I keep finding so many awesome playlists on Spotify, and I'm like, I want to play you. With Mako's movement, now that the entire half of the ambush has been dealt with, is
You
going
did that to yourself.
I know. Mako
No.
would do it though. It makes
Mako
total
would
do it.
sense.
I'm not arguing. I just think it's funny.
I know. Mako is going to levitate up and then float across the river. Mako's fly. That's it. 5, 15, 20, 30, 5, 45, 50. 60. He's going to fly and then land and then almost turn and just sort of beckon the Yetis to come for him. Up next is Thurston.
Okay.
Okay.
My plans have slightly changed since now half the group is, our friend.
I know.
So I
it's
don't
great,
want to
right?
hurt
Yeah.
them. So I have a question. That's not like in the rules of this spell. It's kind of so it's Windigas Web of Fire, and so you get 5. Raise is not the right word, but like streams of fire.
Sure.
You can hit 5 enemies,
Sure.
or you can direct them all at one. Can I direct 2 of them and like slightly up the damage? Like, it's not in the rules of the spell. It only gives you the option of, like, 5 separate enemies or 5 all at one, or all on one. And I'm like, but if you have the ability to potentially redirect them, like, I'm just thinking.
How much damage does each thing do?
So when you're doing it at 5 different enemies, it is, Wait, what? It's 8d6. And then when it's all directed at one enemy, it's 12d6.
Whoa.
It's a great spell.
It's such a good spell.
Fucking
Such a good
Liam, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Which I could always just do that, but I was trying to diversify.
Wait, what's the spell called?
Widowgas Web of Fire. Really? 8d6 for each thing?
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
What level is this?
This is a 4th level.
Right.
Basically like casting fire. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like if you have a ball,
what's-
if you have a necklace
but
of
that's like
fireballs.
casting 5 fireballs.
I mean, it's like if you have a necklace of fireballs, basically.
What's the range on
But they're
that one?
controlled on
60
a
feet.
On a
point.
single.
Okay, so you have
Mhm.
to be a lot. You don't have the range of fireball.
Yeah,
No.
you don't have the range of fireball in any
So
way. No.
realistically, I mean, if you dump a fireball on people at 4th level and they all fail that save, they're all taking
Ash.
9d6 anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Ash.
Yes, it is concentrated to 5 feet, and you...
Yeah, you just get to kind of direct it a bit more if they're spread out. 'Cause you don't
You can
have
tell me
people-
no. I just figured I'd ask.
I'm just more trying to think of like was that a conversation that Mercer had with Liam?
I imagine so.
Because I almost feel like, okay, we're getting a little deep divey here. Okay, I'm thinking about like the construction of the spell. If we're talking about like runes and geometrics and shit, I feel like that really only has 2 settings to it, where you can send them out to multiple targets or focus them all on one. I'm gonna say it's either or. I'm gonna say doing a middle ground. It's not gonna happen.
That's fair. It was just a
Good
thought.
idea though. I mean, thinking about it that way, like if you could 100% control how many that's like a supercharged scorching ray,
Yeah.
Mhm.
only with less range. Like
Yeah.
that's scary.
Then
Start-
I'll just attack the one in the back. I'm just gonna all of them to the one in the back.
The Yeti all the way at the top.
Yeah, all the way at the top.
Okay.
Furthest guy from the party.
Wait.
So he has to do a dex save.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this about Yetis, but
Wait,
Lumbering abominable snowman. Yeah, well, that's a 3.
Oh, that is unfortunately not going to make the DC of 16.
Roll this
I really
beautiful
gotta
D6s.
ignore.
Oh, well, if it makes you feel better, I just rolled 3 ones. Son of a bitch,
Oh
stupid
no.
dice. 4 total, actually. Fuck you, dice. What the hell's wrong with you?
What the hell?
That's some
I really
bullshit.
just have to throw entire caution to the wind when planning combat encounters for you guys.
Yeah.
This is hard on D&D Beyond right now.
Don't listen to D&D Beyond
Yeah.
on that shit. I make that mistake all the time.
Bullshit.
I
It's
always
only
make mine
29.
deadly.
You said
Yeah.
29.
29.
Oh,
I mean,
man,
that's
that's
still-
so piddly.
12d6. It should have been a lot more.
It should have been more.
Yeah.
That's
It
not
was
too
less
far
than
off
half,
half,
actually.
though.
I was gonna say, yeah.
30
Yeah, average should have been 36.
Yeah, 30, so. not
Dice
too
jail
bad.
for you 4.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. What? I forgot to ask at the beginning. What time of day is this?
It is, I'm going to say, morning to midday-ish. So it's nice and bright outside, making visibility a little bit difficult as everything is just, all the light is just bouncing off of the snow.
Especially for
seems-
Mako.
Oh, yeah.
I only asked to know how many spell slots I would have used for the day for mage armor, just to be
Oh, yeah,
realistic.
no.
Like, I
Every
assume he
morning.
uses them, but if it's late afternoon, that means he's on his second use, so.
Gotcha.
No.
Excuse me.
Ever since we left Vasselheim, I just assume that's like a twice-a-day thing.
This is the third day from Vasselheim, is that correct?
No, God,
No,
no.
this is
No, this
We're
is
on
You
like
guys
day
have
day
actually
seven.
traveling
Day
for a
10.
solid week.
This is
We're on
day
day
like
10.
day
Oh,
10
yeah,
or
day
11.
10.
Yeah.
We're on day 10 right now because we were in the 9 to 11 block
Yeah.
and we ran into this, so day 10.
So, okay.
Oh,
Thurston.
so it's actually okay.
Uh-huh.
Sorry. Talking to myself. Continue.
Okay. Well, if your self answers, just let us know.
I mean, I might need Tina to answer me.
Okay.
Day 111.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I added
That
it before tonight's session.
Big brain moment. Thurston, any movement? Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Yeah, he should probably, step over here. But, that's about it.
All right.
Why are you hiding behind the wizard?
I'm hiding with the wizard.
Again, the two of you hanging out at the edge of the fucking battlefield.
Yeah, have you learned nothing from me?
No, you always get close. So that's what I learned from you. Don't
Yeah.
get close.
And that's exactly what you did.
What? No, I got away from the monsters. The bad
Yeah,
ones are way
towards the edge of this cliff.
He can swim, it's fine.
It's ice, I think.
He hasn't grown fear of that yet, okay?
Yet.
Thurston is just going to be a ball of fear by the end of this campaign.
That's the goal.
All right, we are back up to the top. Faraday, followed by Arthea.
Yay.
Arthea.
Okay. Would I know from previous experience in combat how long hypnotic pattern lasts?
I would say yes. He's used it enough times, and you've spent enough time with him that you kind of understand how long the spell lasts.
Okay. Dustin, how long does hypnotic pattern last?
1 minute.
Okay. And they
With
make the save?
concentration.
Did they make a save at the end of it, or you just hold it? You just hold it?
Nope.
Yeah.
They're just
Out.
fucked for the next minute. Or until I lose concentration.
I want to go fight the things, but all the squishies are on one side. And the battlefield's really big. And I'm not that fast. Okay.
You have the poof, don't you?
Yeah, but only once.
Oh.
Never call it the poof poof again.
And if I poof,
She
if I
goes
poof to
poof,
one
poof.
side, I can't poof
Yeah.
back. Okay, I'm gonna burn whatever action economy you want me to roll another perception check to see if I hear any further threats on this side of the river.
Okay, make me another perception check.
With disadvantage?
Yes, because the wind is still high. Hi, bro. Oh.
6.
With the wind kind of picking up a little bit around you, it's very difficult to hear anything
Okay.
outside of your immediate vicinity.
Okay. I'm just gonna... as much as she's itching, I'm just gonna do some Eldritch Blast. I think I can reach.
I mean, Eldritch is 120.
Yeah, 120.
Isn't it?
So,
Yeah.
so I can reach. I will do one for each Yeti on the other side.
Okay, go for it.
Who was the one that just failed me? I don't remember. Alright,
You know, if dice had personalities and thoughts and feelings, that one would probably be crying with that tone with which you just
Good!
answered.
Good! You failed too, into jail.
Oh my god.
Oh, for
Send them to the country with Aunt Tina.
fuck's sake!
Your dice is being an asshole right now too. It doesn't get to be.
Does a 15 hit one of the Yetis?
15 will hit.
Oh, you get to live one more day.
One day more.
One day more. I need a
Another
different
day.
die that I can actually read.
Is it really that important?
I mean,
Right, I am trying to fix my desk here.
that's better. 4.
4 points of damage.
4 points of damage for one of the Yetis. Dealer's choice, I don't care.
Okay, we'll have it go the front one.
And then... Idiot. That was stupid. That's okay. Yeah, that's it. I'm done. It's fine.
Okay.
That was stupid. Whatever.
All right. Up next, we got Arthia.
Yeah. Okay. I will take a cue from Thurston. Now that these lovely guys behind us have all stopped and are busy, really just staring at nothing, and turn my attention to the lovely group in front, and I am going to just. You see the tiny little orange moat appear and just get shot forward. And I am going to cast Fireball at 4th level.
Oh.
And center it right here.
Okay. Yep, that'll get them all. It's 1 natural 20 for the wolf.
That tracks.
13 and a 9 for the Yeti.
Okay, Yetis both fail. Wolf succeeds, obviously.
Okay.
Out of range, like I don't need to make.
Yeah,
the
you're out of
X-rays.
range.
Okay. Just making sure.
It's 20-foot radius, so if it's centered up on the back guy, you're 25 feet out.
Just making sure.
Oh god, okay. So it's 96. 5, 11, 14.
Hello, Anim. 5. Sorry. Just realized you were in the chat. Welcome.
Uh-oh, I lost count.
Anim 5? I don't want to
16,
assume. Sorry.
16, shit. 16, 18, 20, 3, 6, 9. So that is 32 points of fire damage.
Very nice. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yep. This one basically just giblets. Just explode. Body parts and gore just explode into the trees.
Just a grin. That's
the other
you hit,
one,
right? That's the
the
guy
other
you
one is
took.
heavily fucked up by it, but does manage to still get on his feet. The wolf, what was the total? 30?
32. So Wolf will take 16.
The wolf dashes to the side and gets hit a little bit by the blast, but it rolls across the ground, but it does right itself. You see its hind leg is a little singed.
Drop and roll.
Does the wolf get distracted by the free food currently over there? It's freshly cooked. I'm just saying.
It does not. Looking at these wolves and how these Yeti are acting, there's a little bit of intelligence there, despite the ones that are standing and drooling. There's some understanding between them that there's some training involved.
So we killed somebody's master,
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably not happy. Okay, that's awesome.
All right.
Okay.
It is the Yeti's turns. Oh, I'm sorry, Althea. Did you want to move at all, or are you good?
The circle over here is the hole, correct? Where the
Yeah.
sort of jacked
Yeah,
up.
it dips about 4 or 5 feet down.
And there's a sled that's just in
Oh
it.
yeah, it's a sled that's like kind of doing a nosedive right in there.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not going to examine that too in depth right now until these guys are dealt with. Then
You can also see a Thurston face-shaped hole,
in
like, a
snow.
little bit further in front of where the sled is.
Yep. Nope, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no, I will just I'll stay where I am and just facing the bridge area so I can keep an eye on both these guys behind us in case they start moving and the rest of what's happening over across the bridge.
Alrighty, sounds good. Up next are the Yeti. This is the only Yeti that is coherent. Going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. Cad. See. Ooh, shit. I should have remembered that. Fuck. Okay. Cadriel, before anything happens, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Well, those are never good.
I should have done this the moment you got within 30 feet of the thing. So I apologize.
11.
11. Okay. Your attacks and everything, your movement, everything went through. But the moment you regained your composure and then looked at the Yeti, there's this aura emanating from their icy cold eyes that chills you to the bone. You are going to take 8 points of cold damage, and you are paralyzed.
I use my inspiration to see if I fucking pass.
At that point, you would have had it, so go for it.
Okay.
The D8.
D8. 18.
18 will succeed. So you can ignore the damage, you are not paralyzed, and you do not have to make this again. It is going to run up and make some claw attacks, though.
Sure.
That inspiration.
Guys.
Uh-oh.
Guys.
Those dice need to go away.
It's the snitch. The snitch's power has returned. That is a
No.
natural 20 and a 19 for the other attack.
Well, since I don't have the Shield of Faith anymore because we've been traveling for a week, my AC is 17, but the natural 20, all uncanny dodge.
Okay. All right, so full damage was 25. With uncanny dodge, that's going to be reduced to 13.
Okay.
And the other one will shit. It was your AC was 17?
Yeah.
Okay, so the other one is going to hit as well, but it's obviously not a crit. That one is going to be 10 points of slashing damage with 2 points of cold damage. Do you have resistances at all or no?
It's 2 necrotic and radiant.
Okay,
So,
all right. So
that was 11 or 12.
Sorry, 8. 12 total.
Okay. All right.
All right. Up next. You know what? It was flanking, but I don't care. I'm not gonna reroll. It's all good. Up next are the other two Yeti, who are standing and drooling. Dermot, 'tis your turn.
My turn again.
I know.
Yeah, it's almost like you and your party successfully took out half of your enemy initiative.
Yeah, what are the rest of you guys doing? I took care of my two guys.
You say to the
Um,
sorcerer, who essentially cast Fireball, and then to the wizard, which actually cast
yes,
Fireball.
fireball.
It's like we're pointing at the flaming pile of Yeti over there, like
We
Nice.
made dinner, okay?
Yeah.
Hey.
Cute Yeti steaks.
Oh, ugh.
kebabs.
Oh,
You
that's
ever-
true. It's probably speared on the tree.
Hmm.
Somebody say, no, I haven't had the pleasure when I say this. Have you ever had Yeti? Have you ever eaten Yeti?
No, I haven't had the pleasure.
Yeah, trust me, it is not a pleasure. I love her, okay? I'm sorry.
Kirsten probably has had Yeti. It's probably like some high-end meal you get at the fancy restaurant.
All right,
It's like making
I
turnip. You spend 8 hours. There's like several different pots and techniques to like soften it.
It's turn, y'all. Let him
okay.
fuck some shit up.
So I am going to prepare an action. To fire off a bunch of scorching rays. If any of the Yetis or the wolf behind us, break whatever effect is currently controlling them.
Okay.
Essentially, if they become hostile again, I will fire off, what is it, 4 charges of my Scorching Ray.
Your wand of scorching ray. All right,
Yeah,
sweet.
my wand.
All right.
And then at the same time, Tick is going to fly 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Tick is going to dash. 5, 15, 20, 30.
Okay. Sounds good.
And finally, I am going to inspire Faraday.
Yay.
How do you inspire her?
By switching to Faraday's theme song.
Which is
I don't know. Give me just a fucking second.
you're just gonna look songs by heart and just pick one, aren't you?
Yeah. Dreamboat Annie. That's a good song.
It is a good song.
I'm gonna
All
add
right.
that to her playlist.
There you go. All right.
Actually, that would be a fitting song for Faraday's playlist.
All right.
No, it's not Dreamboat Annie. It's If Looks Could Kill.
Oh.
All right. Up next are the wolves. This wolf is going to go 5, 10, 15, or no, 5, 10, no. God dang it. I think it was about here.
Yeah.
5, 15, 20, 25, 35, 40, 50. It is going to attempt to jump the gap. I think it will. Yeah. So that's another 20. So it's going to use this action, and basically it's going to end its turn there. This one is going to move here and is going to attempt to bite Cadriel. Ooh. A 15 will not hit, right? Okay. As it leans forward, you see its jaw open wide, and you know that your entire arm could be screwed if you don't move out of the way. You quickly move as the jaws clamp down, and with the pommel of your sword, you kind of knock it right on top of its head so it reacts and kind of sits back a little bit more defensively.
Said no.
With that, it is your turn, Cap.
All right. I am going to turn. Am I considered flanking with Mako right now? It looks like it. Just want to make
Yes,
sure.
you are.
All right, I'm gonna turn this motherfucker that like clawed me. I'm gonna use my Chaos Blade and try to hit him.
Do it.
Duh.
Sam, I live for that face.
That was 17 to hit.
17 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
So, how many sneak attacks do I get?
How many? How dare you? Oh man, gotta count out all these dice.
Listen, sir.
I would do the same.
Just for that, also, I'm going to use Wails from the Grave on this fucking wolf. From my blade, it's 12 piercing
Okay.
damage on the Yeti, if you need to know that. And then the sneak attack is plus another 20 sneak attack, and then Wails from the Grave takes 2d6 plus 7 necrotic damage to the wolf.
All right. How do you kill the Yeti?
I literally bring my blade up and I swing it in a wide circle and just take off its head.
All right. You've heard stories about Yeti flesh being tough and, rare delicacy for rich folk like the Nollards. But you whirl the blade over your head and slash and find it just cleaves like a hot knife through butter. And you just see its head spin off.
And yeah, that's what you fucking get.
I'm never doing this again.
Thank
You
you.
can see Cad do that from across the thing.
Such a
and
poser.
then since I have a bonus action, I'm gonna turn to the wolf and just hit him with my offhand weapon, which is going to be. We'll give Gladius some combat time today.
Ooh, I get to come out and play! You hear as you rear back with the blade.
Oh, that's a natural 20. So full damage with Gladius is 10 plus another 5, so 15.
Okay. As you cleave, Gladius does cold damage as well, right?
Gladius doesn't, I don't think.
Does it?
No, no, Gladius doesn't. If it's supposed to, that
That's
wasn't
okay.
written into his thing.
As you slash upward and sort of slice through the wolf's face, it's still alive, but one of its eyes definitely gets sliced as the blade cleaves through. You watch as you cleave upward, there is a trail of warm energy that follows behind Gladius. Do me a favor, edit the item for Gladius and add 1d6 of fire damage.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
shit.
Oh, this is wonderful!
Excited.
You hear as you feel this warmth in the blade.
Do I need to roll another d6 or no?
Oh no. Well, yeah, actually go ahead.
Level up.
Mm-hmm.
4 fire
Four.
damage.
Okay.
Plus the base.
Well,
It's just added on top
Oh,
of
okay.
yeah, his full base was 10, so.
Keep in mind, anytime you roll a natural 20 with Gladius, let me know.
Okay.
And we will figure out what happens.
Ooh.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
That was my action, bonus action, and I'm not gonna.
Okay. Up next is Mako. Mako is going to, having gestured for the Yeti to come, just sees it cut down. Damn it. And he's going to fly 5, 15, 20, 25, 30, 45. And he is going to do some psychic punches at the wolf. It's a natural 1. That's a 27 to hit with the second one. I'm going to make a strength save. I'm pretty sure it fails. Yes, it does. So that is 22 points of damage with one of those strikes. He whiffs with the first, and just as almost like to bait the wolf, and just as it rears in to chomp down, he punches down, and you see this burst of psychic energy as not only the force behind his fist collides with his dome, but then it ricochets off of the ground, and you see it heavily dazed, most likely concussed from that little punch. Up next is Thurston.
Okay. Well, the landscape has massively changed.
Uh-huh.
He is just going to firebolt at the remaining non-friendly wolf.
Okay, go for it.
Math, 27 to hit.
It'll miss.
Oh, that's weird. I'm gonna roll. I just want to know what's gonna happen, so I'll just tell you like randomly.
If I did hit.
Yeah. 9 points of damage. What is with my dice?
Hey, Rhodes,
Mm-hmm.
how do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks around and he's like, no, those guys are still our friends. That one, I think he's still our friend. That one. just out of his hand, just this ball of fire, and you just get like the smell of burning flesh just intensifies in the air.
Yeah, basically, this poor wolf, this poor defenseless wolf that did no harm. The firebolt, just as it's concussed and trying to gain its bearings, it then starts yelping and screaming as it catches fire, and as it flails, it stops moving.
He feels a little bit bad, but he did offer to rub their bellies, and they wouldn't let him, so that's not on him at the end. Like,
All right. For the moment, initiative has ended. The question remains: what do you do with the wolf and the 2 remaining Yeti?
Can I inspect this sled now that things have calmed a little bit? The one that is actually like tilted up in a hole. Like,
Sure.
is
Guys,
wanna
this
determine
isn't gonna
if it's
last much
functional.
longer.
Arthea, go ahead and make me a quick investigation check.
Yeah, I just want to I want to determine if this thing is even salvageable or if we busted the whole thing and need to leave it.
I am going to back up to the other side of the hole.
that's what she said. Sorry.
Investigation.
Giggity.
22.
With a 22, one of the actual sliding pieces of the sled has broken off, and the front of the sled has sort of essentially gotten like a fender bender, enough where it's not as secure as it was before. The dogs that were pulling it, some of them have taken some hits as the sled ended up on top of them. So you've got about half of the dogs that are healthy, but one of the pieces is broken off. I'll say that's the extent of the damage as you quickly kind of like glance down
Yeah.
while Dermot is saying, spell's only going to last so long.
What was on this sled, guys? Aside from, Thurston.
It was the firewood.
No, firewood's in the bag of holding.
Firewood we moved to the bag of holding.
Yeah, I think it's just
It
probably
was the firewood then, if the firewood's in the bag of holding now, because I think we put the liquor in the bag of holding too. So I think it was just Thurston at that point.
All right.
I don't know why we're saying just Thurston, but
Well,
okay.
it was Mako too, to be fair.
Well, it wasn't like Thurston and then some extras. It was just like he was probably like comfy stretched out, unlike Faraday.
Mako is going to glance at the wolf and just say, "Return your friends home." The wolf turns back towards the Yeti and is going to start moving towards the Yeti, who are still staring up at the sky, mouth open. Some of the drool has started to fall off of their tongue,
Ew.
but not quite remain liquid before it hits the ground. It freezes as it passes through the air.
I'm going to step here and just keep watching the Yetis just to ready to defend and attack if necessary.
Okay.
All right.
If we feel this is salvageable, and he says that not knowing
Yeah.
jack all shit, I can levitate this out of the hole.
Yeah, I can mend it if it's small. If it's small, the damage is somewhat small, but I guess we're close to the base of the mountains. I'm not sure how much longer we'll be able to use these two.
As you are saying that, are there any other quick actions you guys want to do? Cadriel, what do you want to do?
I will kind of go back across the bridge with the group. So 5, 10, 15.
And like you guys have multiple rounds. It's just before.
Yeah, we essentially have like 7 or 8 rounds
No,
before my spell ends.
I'll keep watch with Faraday. Just have 2 sword Gladius and my Chaos Blade at the ready, and if they even make a move to either have the spell break and attack us, and I'll just tap Faraday up and have her get ready to attack, just in case.
Okay.
Yeah, and I can heal the wolves, and if the damage is relatively minor, I can fix the sled.
Okay. As you all have sort of prepared yourselves, both of the Yeti they're sort of speaking to each other as their heads are shaking, and they look up and see not only their wolf, who is poised and ready to defend these random people, they also look past and see the smoke that is billowing up from the burned as fuck corpse of one of the Yeti and the dismembered other. You see the 2 Yeti glare before they slowly start stepping back. Not putting their hands up or anything. They're not that, socially intelligent, but they are very clearly quietly and slowly backing away. The wolf continues to stand guard around you, and Mako sort of approaches with his arms crossed. Do we keep it or do we turn it loose?
The wolf? I mean, we wouldn't want to keep him against his will.
Yeah.
Technically, really against his will, but
I mean, you're imposing your will upon him, which is not his.
The moment I said it, I knew this was going to happen. You see, he snaps his fingers, and there's a little pink flash around the head of the wolf. They snap out of it. See how far their Yeti has gone? Look back and follow. Congratulations. You have subverted the Yeti attack.
Yay.
All right.
No one was thrown into the river.
there's still time. Don't, no, too early. We
And
have
there-
not crossed yet. Too early to say this.
You've not crossed yet. Thurston still has to walk.
Yeah, we still have to get sleds
Anything
across
could
a
happen when
bridge.
Thurston has to walk.
I will immediately start healing everybody. Cad, how bad did you get it?
I am at 43 out of 68 hit points.
Oh, you're fine.
So I'm
Um,
slashed, but I'm not like.
Okay.
Thurston, you were gonna levitate the
Um,
sled out.
Yes. Yeah, the weight for this is like crazy, right? Yeah, 500 pounds. So
Yeah.
You cast the spell, and you hear this slight creaking of wood as the sled lifts up out of the hole and continues floating upward.
and the dogs are attached, right? So they're coming with it. Is that correct?
I will say, I'll say
Yeah.
like the first two that are like immediately in front of the sled, the ones that are kind of injured, do get lifted a little, and you just see the paws like sort of hang down, and they start looking around. But the weight of the four others is enough that the sled doesn't just float like a helium balloon lost by a 5-year-old.
Cad, you get 21 hit points back.
Solid.
Cujo, how many of the dogs are injured?
3 of the dogs are injured.
How badly? Are we
Uh,
talking a first level spell worth of injured? Are we talking a third level spell worth of injured? How bad does it look?
I mean they're dogs, so
Is it a medicine check worth how injured are they? What do
they
you
roll a
want?
medicine check.
What do you want from me?
I'm telling you what I want, what I really, really want. Sam, I saw your face the moment I started speaking.
I'll go over to my dogs on
Uh,
the.
10?
Maybe not like an insane amount of healing. Not like somebody just got stabbed through the chest. More like one of their legs might be broken, or one of their
Okay, a broken leg is a serious issue.
Yeah.
For a sled
Aware.
dog.
I'm aware, but when you have
I
it's
would
a
put that
relatively
on par with
easy
a
fix.
stabbing, yeah. Alright.
Dog's got 4 of them, so probably a little under a stabbing.
Yeah, I mean, but they need all 4.
But they could function with 3.
Fine.
Yeah, but
Here,
they're
let
not
me-
detached. They're still
Let me
there.
rework my description. Quantitatively speaking, a level 1 cure wounds would do the trick.
Alright. Dog number 1 gets 9 hit points back.
Cool. You hear a popping sound as the leg has popped back into place. You hear a little whimper before they eventually.
I'm gonna pet these poor
Give
dogs.
that. I give
Um,
that boy a
Terrible.
piece of jerky.
Yeah.
Dog number 2 gets 6 points.
And a piece of
That one you
jerky.
hear another pop as their spine is realigned.
Oh.
And 9 points for dog number 3.
That one you don't hear any pop. You just notice that it's less dazed
Oh.
than
Okay.
it was.
Poor pup.
I've unconcussed it.
Can I mend this sled where it is damaged?
Looking
Is it
at
like-
it, if the piece that broke off is in relatively solid shape. So yeah, if you have assistance with somebody holding it in place, you can cast mending and it will fix it up.
Okay. Yeah. Can somebody
I'll help.
okay, just kind of fit it to the
Yeah.
and then I will cast mending and put this back together, and you can just see like it. You know how like when you put it together, you have a thin seam, and you just see the seam like go away as she
You
runs
just
her hand
see
over it.
of the wood just sort of grab
Yep.
on and come back together. Nice.
Alright,
You have a complete sled with complete dogs. Yay!
Hooray!
that's good. Now we have to get them across this whole ravine thing.
We can get across the bridge.
Yeah, how sturdy does that bridge look?
Well, you've seen Cadriel walk to and from relatively quickly, given that you were in combat previously. So solid enough.
I mean, the
You
big
can,
wolf
if you
got
want to
across it.
examine it a little bit closer, make an investigation check.
Yeah,
Is
he'll
the-
do that. He doesn't know what he's looking for, but yeah.
Is the river frozen over completely, or is it flowing?
Make a perception check.
Shit. Look at him. 18.
18. It's strong enough to hold, I mean, a person, maybe two people across. The weight of the sled with the dogs might be a little high, but with how the ice has sort of almost helped sort of fix the imperfect parts of the bridge, you're pretty confident you guys can make it across without issue.
I rolled a 14 on the
14.
checking of the river.
So looking down, you can't quite tell because there's no movement. You pick up a rock and you sort of toss it down, and you can see it land, and almost like a big old river of ice water, it falls through the small cracks in between the large blocks of ice, and you can see that it is definite hypothermic level water, with large just ice chunks sort of floating.
You don't want to fall in this. How's the bridge look, Thurston?
I think it's strong enough because it's kind of frozen. It's almost like got reinforcements in a weird way. If we want to be extra cautious, I can get myself and someone else across the river if need be to just lighten the load so it's not as many people on the sleds.
I can take myself and someone else as well.
Well, we need
Yeah,
4
you're
people
driving the
to.
sled.
Yeah.
So, but
Perhaps you should take Faraday across, so that we don't have the extra person riding on.
I can get
Yeah,
across.
anybody who's a passenger can walk across the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mainly it's that Kat was like, "You don't want to fall in there," and now Thurston's like, "Okay, nope."
no, I don't.
They ain't walking across shit. Y'all can walk.
I mean,
They ain't
I
walking
mean,
across shit.
That is fair. Given
we can
his-
drive. I mean, if you want to wait until we be the last one across, we can drive the other sleds across, and then one person can come back and drive a second sled.
Oh, I could just Misty step across.
Yeah, or do that.
Mako just rolls his eyes.
Either way, get back on my sled.
Oh,
Likewise.
Perhaps I should go first.
Give my dogs a scritch.
Navigating the
Poor guys.
vehicle.
You sort of lean into your hands,
Yeah,
Arthea.
these poor guys, like they've had a day.
I give all of my dogs a little treat too, and give them each scritches and be like, "All right, guys, we got to get across the bridge."
You know what's
Drive the
funny
dog.
is that's 2 characters that in this game, different places, different times, that have fed jerky to a dog and make it a point to do so.
I love dogs.
Like jerky.
Even made up dogs deserve the treats. They're the goodest boys.
The goodest of boys. All right.
The best of boys.
I will say, okay, Thurston, how are you
Mhm.
getting across?
Yeah, he's going to stay off of the sled and just be like, Mako, just go ahead, just to be on the safe side. And he will instead Misty step across and meet him on the other side.
That's good. I was totally going to have you roll a dex saving throw to see if you slip on the bridge.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Like, it's got handrails. It's not like you're going to...
Nope.
I'll say, with your thought out plan, you guys are able to get across without issue. I need everybody to make it. I'm just kidding. You guys make it across the bridge, and you can see that at this point, the land that you're on is slowly going to start moving at an incline. There is this, not really path per se, but there's a less rocky and uneven area that just leads up along the mountain range that you could continue up. For now, the sleds will work. It's going to put the dogs through a little bit more stress as they're kind of climbing in an incline. But at some point, the path that you guys are on essentially is going to skirt around the side of the mountain, and at that point, it is going to be very thin. So the dogs and the sleds will not be able to continue forward. What do
Alright.
you do when you get to
I
that?
have a logistical question.
I may have a logistical answer.
All right, so
It might be fanciful. I haven't decided yet.
we've been traveling for almost 2 weeks
10 days.
at this point. 10 days, 11 days. We've obviously been using firewood.
Yes.
We've been eating provisions.
Mhm.
So we have considerably less stuff to transport at this point.
Yes.
Would it make any of the travel easier if we lost one of the sleds, keep the dogs, that, instead of having, 4 teams of 6 dogs, have
Teams of 8
3
dogs.
teams of 8 dogs, or whatever, however that math works.
Good. Actually,
And would that help our travel at all?
I would say
At the point where we get to the more difficult terrain going up the mountain.
as you are moving your way up the mountain, that works. The problem is, though, that if you wanted to continue straight up, that is where things get very, very difficult. Now you're looking at sheer rock faces and
Right.
very little handholds and stuff. There is a roughly, and I don't really like using the term pathway, but there is this natural formation that looks like it could be a path curving around the side of the mountain, which
Uh-huh.
could be considered continue going upward, maybe along the mountain range. But with how thin that, or how narrow that path is, it is like at first it's about 15 feet, but then sort of gazing around the corner, it very quickly becomes a 10-foot path. So it is possible. It will require some ability checks of some kind to make sure that the dogs are moving, in a safe way along this.
Right. Well,
I just wanted
and
to
a
commit to having them with you,
a
which is fine.
dog sled, I don't know about, Vasselheim construction techniques, but every dog sled that I've ever seen is only about a person wide, less than 5 feet. So if we're able to do that, it might take us a little longer. But as long as we can hang on to the dog sleds, even if we have to walk with the sleds just to make the travel for the dogs a little bit easier, that's what I would suggest.
I was gonna say it might also help keep the dogs from getting super exhausted if there's 8 of them pulling a sled
Yeah,
up an
8 of them
incline.
pulling a sled with no passenger or no driver if you're just walking next to it.
Mhm.
Or walking behind it. I know we have plenty of rope to increase the length of the. I don't know if they're called reins on dog sleds, but on a horse they're
Harnesses and
reins.
such.
Lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lines.
Okay, I like it. So, I will say you guys do make it to that curved part. Go ahead and make me. There's no use rope. I'm trying to think of a good
Survival.
thing to like
I
secure everything
usually
together.
use either survival or sleight of hand,
I'll
depending
say
on the application.
make me a survival check. Whoever wants to secure the dogs to, their new formations and all that stuff before you guys continue forward.
Um, I
I can't.
could.
I mean, I can, but if it's
I will
pretty-
help.
It's
I get advantage anyway.
I will
Okay.
provide rope.
You said survival, right? Not sleight of
you
hand.
guys.
Correct,
you lied.
I will help then because my survival is +0.
22.
Okay. With a 22, you secure the dogs to their new sleds. Do you leave the remaining sled alone? Do you break it down to use for more wood? What would you like to do with the remaining sled?
We need to leave
I mean,
it.
if there's
Nope, we need to leave it. We
yeah,
need to leave
otherwise
it in
I
a place.
can
We need to leave it in a place we can find it when we come back.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it defeats the
Yeah.
purpose of having brought it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
yeah
we can just maybe move it off. Maybe we can move
leave
it off.
it to be recovered later.
Yeah.
Is there a
Assume
place?
the person we're renting them from would like them back.
Yeah.
Also true.
Also, we're hopefully we'll have at least one more person with us when we come back.
Yeah,
Can we like move it maybe off somewhere?
yeah, we need to hide it somewhere somehow.
Put branches on it or something.
I'd say you guys are in an area where the majority of the nature around you is just cliff face and rock formations, but there are some small bits of shrub and like
Mhm.
a tree with like limbs that have fallen down at this point. You can make some sort of a hiding spot for it.
Cujo, I think you may have just answered my question, but are we above or below the tree
The
line?
tree line.
Huh.
I feel like we gotta be close.
I will say you are like at the tree line right now.
Okay.
Somebody make me. Well, you know what? I'll let Faraday survival ride. Faraday, you find a reasonable spot at this point to hide that extra sleigh, and you feel rather confident that it's hidden well enough that no passing yeti or whatever is going to locate it. So
No. I am going to. So wherever we hide this, is there a tall tree nearby?
yes,
Okay.
it is dead, but yes.
Okay, that's fine. I am going to. What I would like to do is I would like to take a piece of fabric, hopefully something brightly colored,
Mm.
and I want to use. I'm going to cast Mage Hand to do this, and I would like to tie a bit of fabric high up in the tree where it is not immediately going to be visible unless you know to look there. Something small that we will know to look for to mark this general area. Not
Okay.
necessarily the exact tree we're hiding the sled under, but something nearby.
Okay.
Yeah, Thurston gives you one of his ascots, of course.
Mhm.
You said bright fabric, and he's like, "What? All right."
Wait. I thought we got some pink ribbon randomly from one of the things that we looted, so we could probably use that. So Thurston doesn't have to give up his ascot.
I'm not going to fight you on it, but I was willing to be helpful.
It's very nice of you to volunteer.
Would have had ribbon. Maybe the clasp thing.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
we
where we
probably
got
would.
it from because it was like some rabbit skin twine and shit like that.
I mean, I have a rabbit's foot.
Yeah, I know you have rabbits.
Honestly, that's probably where we got it. We just took a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
I know it was from the clasp thing. I'm just looking for town.
But yeah, I use Mage Hand so that I don't have to climb a tree.
Mhm.
Sounds good.
And I can, if you want me to roll a survival, I'm not looking to do anything fancy. I can just take a 10 to just
Yeah,
tie
you're
a
good.
simple knot.
I'm not gonna make that a check to tie a knot with Mage Hand. You're good.
Yeah, it was rabbit fur ribbon. It just didn't specify a color, but we could use that so it also kind of blends in, but we know where it is if you want.
Yeah.
So
Sounds good.
I'll give that to Dermot and there's can have his ascot back.
Thurston's just like, no, it's okay, it's okay.
And then the last thing I want to do is this. I will roll a survival if you want me to. I want to use the mage hand after we've left the area. I want to use the mage hand to obscure and erase all of the tracks directly around that area.
Okay, sounds good. All right. You start your climb.
And that was a 12 survival, if you're
Okay.
interested, if it matters.
As you guys now start on this path going up the mountain, you are noticing that the higher you go, the storm gets more and more forceful with its wind. I need someone to roll a d8.
Whose turn is it?
I haven't done it yet. Do I
Okay.
have one out? No, I don't. Let's find one.
I have one if you want me to.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
1.
3. Oh,
Oh,
whichever one you want to
Whoa.
take.
I will say Cadriel.
Roll off.
Olaf. Cadriel will use your 1. The travel upwards is very, very taxing as the ground is uneven. You guys are making some decent time, but there are definite spots where your progress is slowed. For the rest of the day, each hour of travel is going to count as though you've only traveled for a half an hour.
So difficult terrain, roughly.
Yeah, pretty much. For this entire rest of the day, as you guys begin your trek upwards, it is very, very difficult.
Right.
What is your sleeping and rest plan? As you guys are traveling upwards, there are very little small alcoves and not even really caves or caverns as you guys are moving way up. What is the plan for rest as you guys are approaching the end of the day?
Well, we have both. Are there any what's the tree situation like? That not necessarily alcove, but like are
we're
we just
probably
above
the
all the
tree
trees?
line at this
At
point.
this point, you guys are very much above the tree line.
Okay, so
Ah.
what does the rock situation look like?
Yeah, how wide are we talking? This like quasi path
You know
that
what?
we're taking.
Maybe my surprise can come in handy.
Ooh.
Give me 2 seconds.
So we have both Thurston's warm tent and the dome.
Give me 2
Thurston has
seconds while I
his,
do a thing.
And Thurston has his sleeping bag of fancy comfort or whatever it was called.
His
Give me-
luxurious bedroll. Thank you. Oh, satin. Satin.
I mean, we're gonna have to stop probably more often too.
Well, yeah, we were having to stop and
Agreed.
take a short rest every
We were
couple
doing
of hours.
Yeah.
Imagine
Short, we
we've been
might
doing
be-
that as it is.
Yeah.
Short, I'm more thinking long. I mean, I can put up the dome so long as there's enough space to put it there. It probably might take up the whole path though.
I am
I
going
don't
to
hate
share
that
the
idea.
screen.
If we take up the whole path on one side and the tent goes on the other
Oh,
side.
Joseph.
What happened?
You have fucked my entire day.
What? Oh, the layout?
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah, the
yeah,
layout.
bro.
Sorry!
Ah.
It's fine. Give me a second.
I'm sorry, don't be mad at me.
I'm not. I just am disappointed.
Jesus.
Damn.
Worse.
That'll work.
Here, you know what? I'll do this.
No, it's fine.
Sorry.
Oh, this
Good
is
job,
really
quit
pretty,
touching
though.
shit.
Truth be told, if the surprise had actually worked, then we would have been encountering this at the beginning of the session.
Yeah, you would have had to tell me about it.
Yeah, sorry.
It's fine. Just give me a second.
Bad touches.
Bad touches.
Are we still on the same day? That's still like day. Are we still day 10?
At this point,
Or did we make it
it
through
is
that?
the end of day 10.
Okay. Just making sure.
Can you guys all see?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is essentially the rock and tree scenario.
Oof,
There are
yeah.
small bits of vegetation that are kind of both up and down, but nothing that is very defensible by any means. The path that you guys are on is pretty much the closest you guys are going to get to a smooth trek.
Yeah.
You'll occasionally see some small alcoves like this that could work. It's going to be a little cramped with you guys and all of the dogs, but you could feasibly set something up for yourselves.
It's warmth. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I assume that I'm still leading, so then at the first outcropping like this that I see that I think is big enough to give us all a fit, even if it's cramped, I will kind of pull off into that for the day. And I can roll perception if you want me to like look for that or whatever.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a perception check. Sam, I am now going to drop out of this. Don't yell at me. I love
Thank
you.
you.
I'm sorry. I should have totally let you
It's
know.
Okay. I've got something backed up, so it's fine.
Cool.
16.
The 16. You do end up finding. Turn this off now. Go away. Nobody wants you. That's not true. I want you. Anyway, you do find a reasonable spot, pretty much matching what you just saw on the screen, that will work to house you guys. It is maybe 10 by 10, sort of built into the mountain itself. But, you guys could feasibly set up that tent. You guys could set up the dome. You guys have multiple means of defensible.
Yeah, like I'll kind of position the sleds. Isn't the dome like
The dome is
20?
10 by 10, but if we're going to set something up that needs to be in the path, that probably would be the better option.
So I was gonna position the
No,
sled so that-
what spell is the dome? Is that
Tiny hut.
Leomund's tiny hut?
Leomund's tiny hut.
It is a 10-foot radius. It is not a 10 by 10 square.
No, it's a 10-foot
Oh,
radius.
so that means it's actually bigger.
It's 20 feet by 20 feet.
Wait a second, let me look at it.
I'm
Let me look
looking at it right now.
How big is the tent?
The tent
Yeah.
is 10 by 10.
It can
tent is
fit
10
how
by
many
10.
of us?
It says it
5 humanoids.
said 5 humanoids, so
Okay. I mean, it wouldn't fit all of us anyway.
put the doggies in there because they have to stay warm too.
24 dogs just shoved in this.
Well, yeah, but I was thinking give the dog. Well, Arthea has to stay inside at all
Arthea has
times,
to stay
right?
inside.
Yeah.
I will have to stay in once it's cast if I do cast it. And if there's enough room to cast it. One of the alcoves, probably, but it will stretch out past it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
I suggest that anytime we have the opportunity, Arthea, you can cast that without a spell slot. Just
Yes.
takes longer, right?
Yeah, I can cast it. I have it. It'll
Yeah,
take,
that's
I'd
fine.
take 10 minutes, so
Um,
anytime.
so my vote essentially is every time we have an opportunity and space to put up the tent and put up the dome, we take that opportunity. If we're at a point in the day where it is a long rest and not a short rest, then we take the opportunity.
Saw Anna Five's comment. Even beat
yeah,
up dogs deserve treats.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
work.
exactly.
Instant follow.
If it's we just need a short break, but we need to be out of the really crappy weather.
Yeah.
We can basically break as long as we need to, and once I leave, it'll drop automatically. It will continue to stay up.
Mhm.
So we can continue to do that as much as necessary.
Yeah, essentially bipeds get the tent, quadrupeds get the dome.
Right.
But there's more
Plus
than
me.
5 of us to fit in the tent.
Plus me in the
Well-
dome with the quadrupeds, so me and a bunch of dogs.
I'll go in the dome with Arthea, and then the rest of you can go in the tent.
I won't say no
where-
to a gift from us, and he just steps into the tent.
However,
Well, you're no
however-
good to us as a Makosicle.
That's true.
Alright, so if you want to snuggle up with the dogs.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a lot of dogs in this dome. There's basically just a
Y'all are
pile
gonna
of
be warm
dogs.
as fuck.
You have 24
Yeah.
Siberian Huskies all in that dome with you.
Sounds like heaven. Thurston's like wants to be in
That
the
sounds
dome,
wonderful.
but it's
You know
his
what?
tent,
People
so he
can-
has to be in the tent. But he kind of
People
wants
can
to be in the
alternate.
Well, I don't think Thurston has to be in the tent, does he?
Yeah,
It's not
no,
like the
people can
dome.
alternate. If
No.
somebody wants to have some time with the dogs, they can come in. It's okay. You guys can trade off.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think
Listen.
that's a good plan. I think just putting that up whenever
I think I've been
needed.
doing this whole serious campaign wrong. I think I just need to put dogs' lives at risk. And then you guys will be like, fuck that.
I will drive
I
to
mean,
your
I'm just
state.
saying.
You don't live that far from me, sir.
I'll give you some gas money, Rhodes.
Yeah.
I'll like Venmo it to you.
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna knock
Rhodes,
at the
we'll all
door.
go.
Court and Tina are both there. They just punch me in the
Mhm.
face and be like, worth it.
All of a
Just
sudden, we
walk
just
away.
away.
we
Just
vanish
turn
from the
and leave.
stream, and we're getting on the plane.
Why is Rose late for the stream? Like, she didn't say anything was wrong, and you just hear her knocking
Knock
on
on the
the
door.
door.
knocking? It was just
Uh,
all right.
yeah.
I will need. Well, you guys still have your bed rolls. I will still need some sort of a check from Arathea and from Cad, as you guys are laying on some solid rock with a fuck ton of dogs.
so many
Cool.
animals.
Go ahead and
sounds
make
so
me a
long.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
That's 24 dogs.
I know there's so many dogs. Oh, that's
15.
good. 18.
I'll be back in just a second.
Okay. I will say, it does take you a while to get the dogs to calm the fuck down.
And the dog.
But then-
There's always
B-
like 3 of them wandering the fuck out.
Actually, that is a good point. Since you guys are wrangling the dogs, I will also need animal handling checks from the both of
that's
you.
fair. I'm just thinking, oh, that's bad.
I mean,
too.
why are we fucking worried about these dogs? If they're Siberian Huskies, they are actually
Yeah.
preferring the cold and the snow to the warmth of the dome.
I'm more thinking that like we're just gonna have dogs just like everywhere. We have 24 dogs on a not so large ledge.
Yeah.
16.
16.
Yeah, 10.
Okay. I'll say
Joseph,
with
do
the
not
both
pitch
of you
these
kind of
dogs.
working together and with some mom voicing, you do manage to get the dogs to calm down enough to understand where they can go, where they can't go. And none of them venture out. As I was saying, it does take you a
Are
little
we
bit.
trying to train the dogs to not pee in the dome?
No, we're just realized that there's 24 dogs, and getting 24 dogs into any one space is going to be even
Oh.
well-trained dogs.
I came back to you're getting the hang of where they can go, where they can't go.
Well, that's probably part of the process too. Like outside.
It does take you a while, but eventually, through a combination of a cute dog pile and finding one of the dogs to act as a pillow, you guys do find some sleep. The rest of you sitting in
do
the
that.
tent. The tent is temperature controlled. You guys are sleeping on these beds, little bunks that are surprisingly comfortable, with nice warm blankets, and you guys have a wonderful sound sleep, or for those who are elves, meditation.
Just like meditating
Um,
while petting a dog. That's what we're talking about.
I'll volunteer for first watch anytime we take a long rest.
I think Faraday and I will continue to alternate.
Yeah.
So one
Okay.
of us will take the first 4 hours, one of us
I'll
will take
take-
the second.
Mhm.
I'd like to take the last watch so I can get a full rest without my armor on.
Yeah. Does Mako have to take his fancy armor off for sleep? Or is he like, it's
Is
full
his fancy
symbiote?
armor.
He is the armor. The armor is him.
He raises his hand and just spins it like this, and you watch the armor plate pieces fade into his skin, and is in place of like bedclothes.
That
Not
is
so
both.
dissimilar from you
Yeah.
shifting your form.
It's a lot different. I can't decide if that's frightening or really cool.
Can I roll an Arcana check to
Hmm.
to be able to tell if that's just an illusion and Mako's fucking with us? Because I can do that too.
I will actually say make a. No, he never. Yeah, make an Arcana check.
Well,
Thurston straight up thinks that Mako can like pull things into his skin. He's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with you, bro. So sure.
He just is Venom. Like, give me flesh.
Mhm.
With a 12 Arcana, I mean, it's a little difficult to tell. I mean, it looked pretty legit when he was traveling with you guys, and it's not like he ever got attacked, so you couldn't really tell necessarily if it was functional, but it looked pretty legit.
whatever. It's his uncomfort, not mine. You do
Um,
you, girl.
Who are you talking to?
You.
Going to bed. um, but first watch. Dermot, make a Oh, is it Dermot or Faraday?
Well,
Dermot
it's-
and Faraday?
yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Okay.
However,
Whichever.
it works that I know that Arthi and I were splitting the
We split
rest.
the 8
Got it.
hours.
Got it. Okay.
So
Whoever is on first watch, go ahead and make me perception checks. That's how I'll phrase it. Whoever is on first watch.
well, that's not helpful. 14.
Okay.
17.
As you guys are taking the watch, first off, as it's fully nighttime on this mountainside, the term pitch black is never before felt as much as it has been now. And it's more haunting because you can still feel the snow and feel the wind, but you can't really see out that far. Faraday, with your dark vision, you can see along the cliff face, you can see along the path that you're on, but with anything in the distance, it is pure black. You guys huddle close together, keep your ears open. Nothing seems to catch your attention. Second watch, who's up?
Thurston can go next with Faraday.
Okay.
30-20.
Nice.
Math. 21.
Okay. At first it seems to be the same. Thurston, you are blind. Do you have a torch or anything up as you are taking watch with Faraday at all, or no?
He's got what does he have that gives him dark vision? He's got a thing.
You have
It's
those
noted.
goggles of night, no?
Goggles of night. That's what he's got. Thank you.
Cool. You very quickly realize goggles of night is great until the snow keeps just compiling on the things. You keep on having to scrub them. But as you guys keep watch, hour goes by, another hour goes by, and Thurston, you hear a very light disturbing of rocks, like up and back along the path that you came, just like some pebbles that get knocked onto the pathway that you guys had just come from.
Faraday was in the tent as well. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we're together.
Just kind of like leans over and he goes, "Did you hear that? Do you think it was the wind? I thought I heard rocks. Was it like the wind moving the rocks?
I'll go look. And I
What didn't
will
want you to leave."
just stay here. And I will
Thirst is like wrapped in like a thermal blanket. Like,
He's literally he never left his like fancy satin bedroll. He just sat up, and so he's still sitting in it like a
Oh
little
my
fucking
God.
burrito.
Covering his head too, like.
God, I hope we don't go into combat because you are gonna be so fucked. Casting spells from a sitting position, just from your little cocoon like this.
Burrito
You're like
Thurston.
this.
oh Jesus!
Have one of the ones that zips around the top.
Yeah.
It looks like Kenny from South.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't attack me. I'm just a sleeping bag.
right.
I will stealth out and take a look outside. Or at least
Okay.
take a look kind of we're out. If we're
You're
looking
kinda out in
out,
the
we're
open.
kind of out in the open. So yeah, I will stealth and just kind of creep around to where Thurston Thurston heard the noise.
Make me a stealth check.
Oh, which one of you is going to mess with me? One of these days, I'll actually turn on a light while I'm playing D&D. 13.
13.
Yeah.
You glance up as you are moving very as quietly as possible up against the rock face. You sort of peek up over that wall. You see just smattering of the blizzard, just depositing snow in large banks that sort of populate the craggy bits of rock. Nothing really catches your eye.
I will head back into the tent. Or back to where we were sitting, rather.
Okay.
I don't see anything.
Okay. It was probably just the wind, I'm sure.
Famous last words, but sure. Yeah. Yeah.
He trusts Faraday. If she says there was nothing there, then there was nothing there.
Great, so it gets to be my
Oh, put it on Faraday. I see. All right. Third watch.
Is this the last watch?
Probably
is there
not.
one
No,
more?
you. Yeah. I will take third and I'll take it by myself, I guess, if nobody else is up.
We should kick Mako.
Yeah.
Wake him up.
He's
Here,
not with
go
me.
kick
He's not in
Slappa.
he's not in my dome. I can't kick him.
Oh
I
yeah.
can't just
Yeah.
psychically kick him from like inside the dome.
I mean,
As you
Well, why
Thirst is
not?
thinking like, yeah,
Fairy
if I
should just be
yell
like,
his name
"Mako,
loud. Yeah, if
wake
I
up."
yell his name loud enough, would that wake him up?
Just mentally shout it really loud over and over and over again.
Yeah. He'll go with just like shaking his shoulder, like, your turn.
Already awake. I don't sleep, remember? I was just taking advantage of this lavish tent.
I was just trying to be polite.
He rolls his eyes and you see him kind of begrudgingly grab the blanket and pull it back. And as he steps back out, you see again forming out of his body the plate mail and the neck guard and the mantle sort of flowing up behind him as he floats out of the tent opening. He finds himself actually one-on-one with Arathea and says, "This is weird.
How was it weird?
Don't believe we've ever actually interacted one-on-one before."
We did once,
Oh,
right
I must
after
have
we
been drunk.
met. After all the crazy shadow things, but before the creepy shadow lady under the mountains.
Ah, yes, I remember this now.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes. Hopefully tonight goes a little better.
One can only hope.
Oh God, I don't know what my perception is. 19.
Uh, you and Mako sit and just sort of quietly just sort of focus entirely on your hearing,
Mm-hmm.
as you can't leave the dome, but he can sort of reach out a little bit more. Nothing.
Right. Is it still snowing outside? Like the storm
Yes.
has not let up
Oh,
at all?
this blizzard is terrible to sort of like sit through. Like you are counting your blessings. If you did not have this dome and if you did not have that tent, this would have been a goddamn nightmare to get through. So bravo to you guys on your planning.
And I guess, and this would have been probably something from earlier in the day, but have we actually gone above the cloud line? Like, are we getting to a point where we are in clouds?
Not yet.
Okay.
Kind of keeping an eye on the trail and maybe the direction that you're going. In a few days, maybe that will change, but the rate that you're going, it's quite possible. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful.
And you do a fourth watch, yeah?
I'm taking 3 and 4.
Okay. All right. Maka
Um,
will also join you because he
I
doesn't
think
sleep.
Pad will take 4 with us since.
Okay. Basically, the moment Cad stirs, he just
Oh
goes,
God.
"I'll go outside the tent."
You don't
Or the
have to
dome.
leave. You don't have to leave.
He just looks at Cadriel.
Just kind of like, I'm not asking you to leave.
Plops back down.
Stay inside. It looks awful out there.
Said she pulls out one of the bottles of fire whiskey and takes a swig and then passes it around.
Need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's right. Oh God, we bought that. I'm not taking that. Not
17.
yet.
All right. That first shot, you're thinking like, why not? We're still in the middle of the night. Give it a shot. You feel it immediately hit. Like you feel that heat go throughout your body and know that it's false heat, but you kind of have to steel yourself a little bit to get it down, but afterwards you're left with this pleasant, warm feeling.
It just takes one to get the watch going. And then she puts her armor on.
Mako will also take a little bit.
Fail.
The snitches betrayed me.
Which is really just gonna fuck
You
us.
bastard.
Mako gets drunk off of a shot of fire whiskey. You
It's been a long
see
journey.
his face, it within about 3 seconds goes through every range of emotion possible.
I've never
Shock,
seen
awe,
that.
anger, sadness, and then
This is great.
contentment as he's like, where has this been all my life?
Vasselheim, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Like Vasselheim. You're gonna hold on to this?
Yep.
Probably should
Yeah.
hold on to this.
Yeah, I think
Get back in the bag of holding.
I think this is
You
one of
notice
those-
it's the first time Mako has willingly let go of alcohol, knowing how fucked up he could get.
Probably not
I'm
going to
more
be able
just
to have
the expression.
relaxing watches too much longer.
I know. I mean, I'm just more thrown by your mouth is going up, the corners of it.
It's weird.
Does it hurt?
Slightly, but it'll get better.
Oh, you're
Hear
gonna have.
his smoker's cough of a laugh.
Oh God. Well, I'm actually going to, now that Cat is up, I want to pull out the journal and see if there are any new messages since we set out. Last contact we had would have been 10, 11 days prior.
You do see, as you open the journal, there is a
Assholes, like, where the
message that
fuck
is
are you?
actually currently showing up on the page.
Jesus.
It is good that you made it to the mountain finally. I was worried your friend would freeze to death before you arrived. At the rate you're going, it would be another 2 days before we can finally meet.
She said she's reading and you can see her face just get annoyed. Like lips pursed together.
What does it say?
Asshole.
Who, me?
No,
Sorry,
you
it's
no,
the drink.
no, not you. Not tonight. Not tonight. No, this asshole just points at this. He says, "It's good that we made it to the mountain." He was worried. I'm not entirely sure. That's all honest. That our friend would freeze to death before we arrived, and that at the rate we're going, it'll be another couple days before we can meet. So I'm assuming he is 2 days up, and just kind of points that. And is also going to fish out a pen and just write back. It would have been helpful if you warned us about the storm. Moving as quickly as possible. We'll hopefully be there on schedule.
You get back. That would have ruined the fun.
Ah.
See you soon, and you see a little fucked up Tim Burton looking heart.
Looking forward to it.
As am I. And it just turns into this, like, who gets the last laugh in this journal page.
This, we don't even really know who he is. They, she, we don't know. Did we ever ask that? Cad,
They
was
said their
that-
name was Ayakat, and that was it.
Now might be the time to start asking you questions.
Yeah,
I
that's the point.
mean, I think we need to have a conversation about what our goal is over the
I
next
mean,
2 days.
you brought me here to kill someone, yes?
No, we brought you here to help.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, which could
At
be
this point,
killing
I
someone.
won't shed any tears over this fucker dying.
There it is. I knew you had it in you. I knew you would be the one making snap judgments on life or death.
I'm just saying we need to make sure we're all on the same page as to our goal. And
Girls
our
just
goal
kind
is
of
to get Gilmore, not to kill him.
Right.
Cadriel's just kind of looking at Mako, just like, that's what you think of me.
That's not the only thing I think of you.
I'm sure you think a lot of things of me.
This is true. Would you like to know? I'm feeling in a delightfully sharing mood.
I can hazard a guess.
Please guess away.
Oh,
Yeah, Arthea's like, please no, please no.
Mako, I know you're not fond of me. I know that you would probably do just about anything for most of the group, especially Faraday's. Probably not me.
That's
And
not
that's-
true.
Oh, You would toss me to the wolves, I'm sure.
I mean, if you
And that's
were,
fine. We don't have to be friends, and I don't feel any way towards that.
let me be clear.
Mhm.
We may not see eye to eye at all. And if you were a lame dog, and he glares at one of the huskies, and the husky, their ears go back and they sort of shrink down.
I
Calm
reach out and
down.
give that one a little scritch.
It leans into it. If you were a lame dog, then of course I would leave you behind, but you're not. You're a killer. I can see it in how you fight. You are accustomed to taking life. It's in your blood. That's fine. I respect it. I admire it. What irritates me is that you succumb to the heroics that your friends do and deny what it is that you are best at, and that is cold-blooded murder in the night. That's the issue that I have with you. I only want you to spread your wings in all of their dark, bloody glory.
Kill when I have to. And I kill so that they don't have to.
How long do you think that will last?
Because I exercise self-control, Mako does not mean I am lesser. You have no idea how much control it took me to not go dispatch the people that are tormenting Thurston's family. And I still might yet, depending on what's going on when we get back to Westrun.
Well,
If we get back to Westrun.
curious to know how that conversation will go.
It says I need to have a conversation about it. I'm quite adept at sneaking away.
You just get a glare from Arthea.
Mhm.
Well then. Everybody go ahead and make perception checks for your watch.
Ooh, that one's better.
19.
Nice.
21.
Okay. Oh,
Mako's drunk.
disadvantage because he could be drunk. Booby drunk. Yeah, he did not. He got like a 15.
How many dogs has he been petting?
Mako
like
has
he's
not
just-
pet a single one, but there
Oh,
are like
monster.
2 or 3 that are like moving up against him, like waiting for pets, and he's just refusing. So they're like, one of them like sits up and does the paw at his leg.
I'm just
So that's
saying.
what's distracting him. He can't focus on the surroundings. With with your rolls, you do hear something on the wind.
Mm.
You hear what sound like raven caws, and kind of look up and out away from the mountain, and you can see. I'm going to ask this every single time. Who of you has dark vision? Arthea, both of you do. Awesome. You can see moving through the storm along the mountainside what looked to be a swarm, a murder of crows, if you will. And as they are moving, you can see little glimmers of green, fiendish energy emanating from their eyes as they are essentially flying past and around your group for a moment. They linger, they do maybe 2 or 3 circles around you before they fly further up the mountain in the direction that you were heading.
Okay, that's what. Hmm. When
don't
they
want
do
your
their
pets.
flyby, did you see that? Were they the eyes glowing?
Yeah. Yes.
I have a feeling we're being watched. which I mean, I guess we should be used to because I feel like that's been happening a lot more than most people.
How else would he know where we were?
Well, if he knew where we were, he should have been able to send us better damn directions, but I
I
will.
think that's the point.
Well-
Stay here. I want to see.
Something to keep in mind. He points at your necklace. That prevents his sight. If he's commandeering some dead beasts or something to do his bidding, most likely he didn't have enough juju
Mhm.
to have his scouts scout all the way in Vasselheim. He's probably had eyes on you since we started trekking up the mountain.
Can we tell if they were dead or just that they
Ah.
were probably being commandeered?
That's what I actually wanted to see if would I know from looking at them and from working with a familiar now, would I know whether these can be used as some kind of remote site
Mm.
similar to what I could theoretically use
I will say, with your perception checks, you were able to tell that some of these birds were like half skeletal, as much as they were feathers and muscle and everything. If you wanted to understand the mechanics, I would say roll an Arcana check.
Okay.
I will. I want to like.
Okay. Natural 20 for 29.
Nice.
I want to slip out and stealth ahead a little bit to see if I can see where they're kind of
Mm.
going to and coming from.
Okay.
I will pop out Stella and send her with Cad.
Cool.
So, oh,
Real quick for your Arcana,
Yeah.
you essentially deduce that there was a reason that Ayaket wrote that message as you were looking at the journal.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be assumed that these ravens essentially act as a whole familiar. But whatever power Ayaket has, he's able to see through the swarm as opposed to just one.
Mm-hmm.
So it does function sort of like a remote sight, essentially seeing through the eyes and ears of your familiar.
Just your familiar is a swarm versus a single
Yes.
I rolled a
Correct.
19 for stealth.
19. Okay. For your stealth, you creep along the edge of the wall, and you sort of look up to the direction that the flock had flown to, and you can kind of guess. Now they do sort of disappear into the darkness as it goes outside of the 60 feet dark vision, but the direction they were going was essentially straight up. You could assume that they were moving towards the summit of the mountain itself.
I'll kind of knowing that like he's using ravens or crows of some sort, I'll kind of just like invoke a little prayer to the Raven Queen, just say we need your guidance. We need to know what they're doing, and please help us save Gilmore.
Roll me a D100.
I just had one. Hold on.
It's not a die you normally use.
It's not a dice I normally use.
It's not a rogue dice.
63.
You reach out and you're trying to hold on to any sort of possible message or inkling that is, divine in nature. Unfortunately, you don't seem to get anything in return.
He watches for another second for a few more minutes, basically, to see if the ravens seem to have settled, or if they're still kind of seemingly searching and watching.
The ravens, as they had passed through, they essentially looped around you guys and then took off right back up towards the top of the mountain. So from your vantage point, you know that they just disappeared beyond your dark vision towards the top of the mountain.
And then the last thing I want to do, kind of as I'm going back towards the dome, is slowly just do an investigation to see if there's anything I could see in the area that might give us a clue, like that Gilmore was brought through this way. Like, obviously, we know kind of, but I want to see if there's any physical signs of that.
Okay, make an investigation check.
22.
22. Nice.
10 and 7, yeah.
So you, as you're kind of crept along a little further along the path, not far enough away that you can't like find your way back, but
Yeah.
looking at the path in front of you, you can't really see any footprints. It's clear that the snow and the blizzard just consistently blankets any foot traffic that makes its way through. That being said, you kind of poke around a little bit and you notice two things. One, a ring seems to have been buried in a little bit of snow along like the wall of the cliff itself. You do manage to pick it up and see that it is beautiful with a purple crystal sort of set in the gold band, leading you to believe that this belonged to Gilmore. The second bit of information that you find is that buried in one of the larger bits of snow in front of you is a corpse. At first, you feel your stomach drop as you just see like a foot sort of poking out of the snow. Take a second and push away some of the snow and are almost relieved to see that it is not Gilmore. It is, however, another humanoid. This humanoid, their limbs are all bent and broken, almost as if they were flung from the top, and this is where they landed. Looking at their features, it has the cold and the snow built around them has sort of preserved their features. You see ice blue, almost white skin with bluish lips and hair that almost looks like broken ice crystals. This is visibly a female. They were wearing this odd sort of leathery, tough material. It's armor combined with fur that sort of hung around her neck. You can see that she had a strange curved longsword, curved greatsword, that actually looks like a mix between crystal and ice. But you see her feet here, she is unmoving. The impact destroyed her back, her rib cage, her legs are shattered, one of her arms is completely dislocated and broken. And she has this expression, this sort of haunting, neutral expression that she seems to be frozen in.
Do I notice any, as bad as this sounds, any, like, she wearing any rings that look like they would be magical or anything like that?
High or low?
Hi.
Okay. You do notice one silver band with a very thin blue, no, sorry, thin white inlay. It looks shiny. In terms of innate magical qualities, it's difficult to tell.
Yeah, I can. I will take the band, and I will probably ask Dermot to identify it in the morning. If it's not anything magical, then I intend to return it to her. If it's something that I think could be useful, then we'll keep it. But I
Okay.
do take Gilmore's ring and I wrap it up and I put it in my bag. And then I will go back to the dome and I'll show Arathia and Mako. I'll tell them about the body. And then I'll sort of unwrap Gilmore's ring from I probably wrapped it in just like a scrap of cloth that I had and show Arathia this was Gilmore's, was it not?
I'll hold out my hand for it. Could I?
I'll give it to her.
Mm,
The moment you touch it, the purple crystal lights,
oh,
and almost like Princess Leia speaking through R2D2, a little image of Gilmore appears
Oh, shit.
ethereally above the crystal. Hello, my darling. If you're receiving this ring, it means, well, I'm in trouble and you're probably looking for me. No hard feelings. I really hope that I haven't caused you too much problems. I hope the bar is doing well. I want you to know that if I don't make it in one piece, that you know that I was leaving to try to protect you, as you are my everything. And I'm sure you're probably going to try to find a way to bring me back to life so you can kick my ass yourself, but I would just ask that you don't look for me. Mostly because I don't want anybody else to fall into the same trap, and I don't want you to come to any harm. If you do manage to speak with Lady Vixalia, tell her that I apologize. Didn't mean to cause any undue stress. Just tell them I died peacefully in my bed or something. Something to kind of calm them down. It won't work, but it's at least an attempt. I love you, darling. Hopefully we will see each other soon. And the image fades.
It's for Marin.
yeah. He knew.
Well, he's got a whole party of people looking for him. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm not saying we stop, but I think
I
he just
also
needs to be.
we owe it to. Well,
You may want to call. I don't know. Actually, you may want to call Marin sometime in the next couple of days. Not maybe
think
leave out this part, but see if there's anything we should know.
I'll see if I can get
Any
the bracelet from Dermot in the morning. I also there was a corpse in the snow. It looked like it had been thrown off the top of the mountain. Female for a cloak. It didn't know who she was. The very large, nice sword, but
Hmm.
larger than I could wield. And I'll
Guide
show
me.
Arathia the ring. She had this on her. Can you tell if it's magical?
I can, yeah, if you give me a few minutes.
I'm here for the next several hours.
Yeah. I am going to keep Gilmore's ring.
Okay.
Can I hold on to it, Cad? Is that okay?
Please, yes.
It might be useful at some point.
More useful for you than me, so I think it's better that you hold on to it.
Okay. And I'll start ritually casting detect magic to see if there's anything that flares up that is not one of the billion swords that Cad has next to her, on her, in her boot, down her back. Mako's entire body, which apparently has like turned into some kind of magical symbiotic armor. So he probably just get a ping that's like huge.
She like turns her back so we're not like shiny all up in her face.
Seriously, yeah, like she actually goes off and kind of shoves her way through the dogs. If you're gonna have Gilmore, not Gilmore, Dermot. I don't know why I called him Gilmore. If you're gonna have Dermot identify things, do you mind having him also identify some potions?
Sure. Just give me what you want him to identify.
I'm gonna hand Court. I'll text you the list.
Yeah, that's fine.
And yeah.
Can you
and I will
ping me
settle
on
it.
Facebook while you're at it?
He might have
Yes.
to do what you do, so he doesn't use all the spell slots. But
I'm just
It's
saying.
going to take
we're-
me a little while.
if we are 2 days out,
well, we do have to take frequent rests, so if he doesn't mind, maybe.
Right.
yeah, I'm just saying, over the next couple days, sending to Marin, probably a good idea. Identifying all this stuff that we still haven't, also probably good to do. And yeah. Okay.
As you cast Detect Magic, you do get obviously from Gilmore's ring is illusion magic.
Yeah.
Duh. From the other ring, you get. I suck at the schools of magic. I'm just going to say warding.
Abjuration, some kind of
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
the
protective type stuff.
abjuration.
Okay.
That one. Such a good DM.
Okay.
It is what you say it is.
Yep. It could be whatever
one.
we want. Yep. Okay. Well, it's magical, so you were good. We got that much. And protective of some kind.
Well,
Something
it
that
might be useful for one of us then.
yeah.
All
we can
right.
determine before we go if anybody needs it. We
right.
should probably make sure the others are up. Get an early start.
I'll
I
Look over at Mako, just like, how are you feeling?
It's starting to wear off, unfortunately, but I will say that whiskey's a keeper. Keep it away from me.
I mean,
Oh,
if you're riding one of the sleds, you could have another shot if you'd like.
Tempting. But if we are dealing with necromancer of some kind with high-level abilities, I would prefer to keep my faculties uncorrupted.
Yes, perhaps. No,
Oh, please allow me. I would love to wake them.
actually,
maybe you should let me do it.
no. Let him do it. No, let him do it. Let him go in there.
Okay, smile at them.
Oh, of course. Mako steps into the tent and sends out a telepathic sound to everybody in the tent, which
God.
basically sounds like a Nazgul scream.
Oh God!
Ah, ah,
Oh, God.
why?
And he
Time to wake
immediately
up.
sends off an Eldritch Blast in his direction.
Make
out
an
of
attack
pure
roll.
out of pure instinct and like panic.
Make an attack roll. I'm down for it.
Just watching from outside and just waiting, counting down to when the flash of light comes.
Yeah.
19.
Cadriel is like cuddling one of the dogs, giving them scritches under the chin, and just like watching.
19 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
We're starting today off
Amazing.
real good, guys.
5 points of force damage.
You and you see this eldritch energy. Thurston, as you're freaking out from this sound, you watch Faraday peg Mako in the chest with this energy. You hear as he kind of stumbles back out of the tent. It just goes, oh, that was worth it. Ow!
Did she get you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's great. That's perfect.
I got to terrorize the Knowledge Boy. Works for me.
It's gonna become harder, as he's been traveling
Oh,
more.
please. He's easy. I mean, oh, hello, Thurston. Good morning.
Yes. Good morning. Thank you for that. Well, I'm certainly not going to fall back asleep.
Well, that's the key.
I'll go over and like bring some of the rations that we have so people can start like eating breakfast, and I'll take the ring that I found back from
Mhm.
Arthea.
Yes, take that
Um,
over.
and I'll
Oh, I
just
need to send some messages to some people. That's right.
yeah, on the facial book. Um,
What a freaking
I'll tell them about Gilmore's ring. I found Gilmore's ring last night. We're being watched.
Not surprising.
And I'll kind of relay the message. I'll tell them about the contents of the message. Arthea thinks that I should send a message to Marin to see if what she knows, if anything. Also, just perhaps to let her know that we are working on getting Gilmore back, and we found a message from him.
I would be very delicate in what you say to Marin.
The last thing we want is for her to jump the first ship here.
Yeah, I should
We don't want
wait
to
till after we.
I would wait.
Dermot, would you? I know it sometimes
I just sent it in
takes
our
you.
main chat.
Jesus H. Macy, lady.
Oh, God.
That's a lot of stuff.
I know sometimes it takes you a minute.
Okay, maybe it's only 3 things.
It's only 3 things.
It's a big message.
I'm sorry, I copied it from my notes.
Dermot, I found this ring last night. There was a very unfortunate corpse that looked like it got flung off the top of the mountain, and Arthea said that it looked like it had some sort of protection magic on it. Would you be able to tell me what it is?
We slept next to a corpse this entire night.
Well, it's down a little further.
Actually, at Thurston saying that, Mako just looks at Arthea and says, "Oh yes, it will be much more difficult to torment the Knowledge Boy."
We still have a ways to go.
Sure. He
You'll
says
have to you'll just have to get more creative. I know that's your strong suit.
Please don't tell him
whose
that.
side are you on?
I mean, honestly, he drank some of that fire whiskey last night and it was hilarious, so
It was fun. He says as he bites into his chunk of travel rations.
Mm.
I think he smiled for a whole 2 hours.
Wow, and it didn't break your face.
Don't embellish, it was maybe an hour.
Still quite impressive.
I think I genuinely would pay to see that.
Suited him.
Cujo, I will begin with the ring.
All right.
Takes me 11 minutes to cast Identify.
It is a ring of protection.
Hey.
Does it require attunement?
Yes.
I hand it back to Arthea.
I think I'm not even sure, and yeah, we may have to switch some stuff out, but
Yeah.
okay. I'll just put it with other things.
Is everyone tapped for attunement slots?
Yeah, I mean, I have stuff
I
I
am.
can switch on and off, but
Those damn
I mean, I
amulets.
could also make use of item or two.
yeah, I think
Give it to Mako for now.
I would have to take off the amulet, and I think considering we are much more likely to be the target.
I could unequip one of my swords.
That sounds like a bad idea. You need another item,
Wait,
Mako?
your swords require attunement?
Just one. The Edge of Zephyr.
Hmm.
Give it to Mako.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You may have to fit it on maybe a pinky finger.
Funny thing about magic items, and as he approaches his finger with the ring, it actually expands and
Ooh.
fits.
You know, that actually explains a lot.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this will come in handy next time I awaken all of you and have to dodge a blast from dear old Faraday.
Or you could just go about a gentler way of waking us up in the morning.
That's
I was
boring.
going to wake you up, but he insisted. I was gonna bring one of the dogs in and allow them to nuzzle you awake.
That sounds
That's not
much
what dogs.
better.
You clearly don't live with a dog that likes to wake you up in the morning. That is
Yeah.
so not what happens.
Two front paws digging into you.
Leaps onto the bed and pushes you out of the bed
Yeah.
because you are in the warm spot.
You think the Nollard household had pets? Thurston
Yeah,
doesn't
no.
know that.
That's true.
It's true.
They were quite warm
Sabrina
last
would
night.
lose her shit if
Yeah.
a dog shit on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, we're so bringing all of these dogs back to Westeros.
That dog
She
would have
already
found the
does
farm
that.
rather quickly. Dustin, do you identify the rest of the items?
Do we want to spend another half hour before we set off? I can probably,
You have to get
do
the-
all three of them throughout
Throughout the day, it's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, I mostly just we're about 2 days out right
Yeah.
now. So anything that we need to do before we meet up with this individual, we will probably want to get done in the next day.
Yeah.
Um,
So throughout the rest of the day, anytime that.
yeah.
Anytime we stop to rest, like do a short rest, I'll spend 10 minutes and identify one of the potions.
Okay. Which one do you identify first?
These are all potions taken from the Clasp hideout.
Yes.
One large, oddly shaped bottle containing a translucent, slightly bluish liquid, giving off an aura of evocation.
Yeah, I've got the stuff right here. Whenever you're ready. For that one, actually, first before we begin, I need someone to roll a d8 as your travel has continued.
Yes.
Ignore the seagull. There are no seagulls.
Those,
What I get for changing.
Wait,
murder
did we
crows?
pass the
Because-
mountains? Guys, we
Reds-
overshot it. This is
Damn
toast.
it!
We've gone too far.
Reds can this
Yeah,
time.
go
Since we both rolled last time.
7.
7. With a 7, pardon me while I lower the music, because music was a little overpowering. With a 7, sorry, messing with shit. Okay. Your travel along the day is a little bit easier, despite the fact that you guys are going up and the wind is getting much more blustery and much more difficult to stay on your feet. The snow, the snowfall from the blizzard doesn't impede you nearly as much, and the rocky formations, you've kind of gotten accustomed to moving through it. So today goes without issue. Dustin.
Yeah.
The blue, oddly shaped potion is called the Force Clasp Glypherine. Glypherine being a noun. This is a bottled glyph. I have the item tags here. I'll put it through the Facebook, and I'll see if I can't make a D&D Beyond item. This is out of a Patreon. As an action, you can pour out the contents of this bottle or throw it at a point up to 60 feet away, causing it to shatter on impact. The liquid creates a magical glyph in this location at the end of your turn, and it remains for 24 hours until activated or otherwise removed. This glyph is called Force Clasp. If a creature is within 5 feet of the glyph, or when it enters that space for the first time, they have to make a Dex saving throw, DC 15. On a failed save, they take 4d6 force damage and become magically restrained. On a successful save, they take half damage and are not restrained. They can attempt a strength saving throw, DC 14, freeing itself. Alternatively, they can use Dispel Magic to get rid of the restraints.
Okay.
In fact, I will just do this. So you guys, I know you guys are typing it out. Come on. There we go. Boom. I'll also include the second one, because you said you were doing it throughout the day.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
Yep. This is the second oddly shaped potion, looking a little bit more orange, if I recall the description. Flash Flare. This one, same idea. If a creature is within 5 feet of the glyph, they make a Dex saving throw. On a failed save, they take 2d6 plus 2 fire damage and are blinded. Successful save, they take half and are not blinded. When it is activated, all other creatures within 30 feet of the glyph also have to make a Dex saving throw, or they are also blinded.
Man, we should have identified these like 6 months ago.
Really? I know. God, I've been sitting on these since it's session 3.
I know. We've been carting them around every.
And then at one point you were like, "Oh yeah, we have these potions to identify," and I was like, "Potions? When did I give you?" The third one does not have a fancy schmancy card. It is a potion of gaseous form.
Okay.
That's what I was. Okay. That I can actually just add right now.
As you are all traveling, we'll say the path that you're on, it has a very small, 5-foot alcove in front of you to the right. And as you are traveling, you feel a rumble underneath your feet. A sudden shudder in the mountain. You can hear bits of rock falling from the mountainside. And then you hear another. And then another. Just as you guys are trying to get your bearings, you see a hand clasp the ledge. Essentially, the path is going to curve around the mountain in front of you. You see a large, bluish, grayish hand clasp the edge of the path that you're on and lift. As you see another hand grab for stabilizing, and you see climbing onto the trail a huge undead ice giant. His jaw hanging but with just little bits of sinew and muscle. One of his eyes completely gone, and just almost like a blast, just you see a skull in its place. You see tattered barbarian-esque accoutrement as it is climbing, staring at all of you before it finally is at full height.
On
That's
the path.
On the path, yes.
Okay.
That's what we're going to call tonight's session.
Fuck.
Excellent.
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 I
Yay!
think we have different
Yay.
definitions of excellent.
I think so too.
Excellent.
Slightly
There,
different.
I did it. Well,
I don't
to
like
everybody
dice.
who tuned in, thank you so much. You guys finally identified those potions. I can delete them out of my notes now.
You know what? That is my goal. They have sat at the bottom of my notes for way too long. I need to get rid of them.
Well, to everybody who tuned in, thank you so much. We love you. We will see you next year for the
Yes.
first episode of Decisions and Dragons in 2022.
Yay.
Better year on its way. I feel it. We're gonna
Coming
get
up
through
on
this
our
shit.
1-year anniversary.
I know.
are.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be huge.
4 more
I
episodes.
may be putting things together to maybe have a cosplay thing set up for that. Who knows if that all comes together in time though, but
That'd be amazing.
that would be fun. But we love you all. Be nice to each other. And
Yeah.
we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year. Mwah, mwah, mwah.